Dear Lord, please give me a friend.
Who was that impression of?
I don't know. Amen.
A hopeless prayer on a late October night. A thick fog rolled between the trees next to my house, churning, covering every bit of wooded ground. My mind was racing. I tended to psych myself out too much, making little things to be more than they really are, a habit that has become exhausting. I felt like I could hear the faint crying of a baby. Hunter,
Little baby, is that you?
I don't. Maybe it's just. Okay. Bones breaking with every wail. I heard the bone breaking one too, and he goes, wouldn't it be funny if those two were together?
It was funny. It was good.
You've started a story, you're like, baby, bones break, I'm in. I don't even need to read the rest of
I mean,
this.
am I wrong?
I see a lot of quotation marks, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Bones breaking with every wail, filling the hollow forest with a haunting song that feels distinctly meant for me. I kept looking out my window, hearing these horrible cries, snapping again. They were interrupted by my mom.
It's getting late, sweetheart. Get ready for bed, okay? Do you hear that crying?
I asked my mom wide-eyed, looking for her comforting response for the millionth time. She cracked an all too familiar smile.
Shia, we've been over this 1,000 times. It's just coyotes, foxes, just our woodland friends out in the woods playing, breaking branches and twigs. You've got nothing like that. You've got nothing to be afraid of, sweetheart. Now, would you get some sleep?
I let down my guard, my mother setting me at ease, like she always did.
Okay, good night, Mommy.
Where are the others?
She smiled and softly shut the door behind her as she left. A high-pitched whine came against the window as a bitter, biting wind collapsed against the house, crowding the windowsill. As I went to shut the window, I looked down into the forest. 4 deer stood looking up at me, not moving, not grazing, just looking directly at me. In the deafening quiet, I could still hear the baby crying. I could hear its endless cries echoing through the forest. I heard the bones snapping every 3 seconds.
You gotta keep reading.
That's a sound effect. That's your department.
No. You're supposed to read it for effect.
Snap. Wail. Snap. Wail. The deer had me frozen in their gaze, though something compelled me to stay and look back at them. I was simply transfixed. It's as if we were conversing, not sharing words, but understanding each other's thoughts. We held this exchange for a minute before the deer turned their heads in unison and moved deeper into the sheer blackness of the forest. The hypnotic gaze broke. My sense returned. Rushing to my bed, I threw back the blankets and covered them over my head. Why were those deer looking at me? Why did they just stop out of nowhere to make sure and look up at my window? No. Don't do this. Don't make something out of nothing. You'll just scare yourself again. This is why people don't talk to you at school. This is why... This is why you freeze. Are you sure you didn't write this?
No!
Because so far it's been like, yeah, I'm in bed, and then my mom comes in. She's like, hi, and then I hear a baby crying, the bone snapping, then a baby crying, and bones. It's like,
I mean, it's awesome.
This is why you freeze anytime someone looks in your general direction. This is why you always get picked on. You make yourself an easy target. My thoughts sober any fear that I may have conjured. Comfortable pinned, dug deeper into my bed and wrapped the blankets tighter. Finally able to calm myself down. Still, I can't shake the feeling that something out there in the woods was crying for me. Hidden somewhere in that cold, vicious fog. The next day at school, I had a newfound confidence to try and win over the bullies at my school. The Williams brothers, Jackie and Robbie. Jackie Williams? No, I'm such an awful person. I was thinking that's the baseball player. That's Roberts.
He was an old baseball player. You see, I had to do research for my role. Yes.
Twins that were the size of mountains for us regular 15-year-olds. They used their size to enact all kinds of terror on our classmates. I'd always been afraid of them, but today I would stand up for myself. I would show them that I am not one of the dorks at school. This is such a story you would write.
Why?
The way, just the, you love like the 80s movies where it's like, yeah, and then the bullies got ran over and like a monster killed them.
It's a popular trope.
Yeah, I know. Am I wrong?
Could you read?
Yeah. The Williams brothers were on a special tirade today, carrying around a dead blue jay in one hand. Dead blue jay in one hand and asking classmates to kiss the bird in order to attend their Halloween party. What the?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
A party only the coolest of kids got to go to at our school. I don't think the cool kids are going to a party you have to kiss a dead bird. That's the hunter level where like the weird kids were kissing dead things. You're like, man, I wish I was one of the cool kids.
Can I be your friend, please?
Man, they're so cool. They keep dead animals in their bag. I wish I had a dead bird. And this was a chance for us lesser beings to be invited to the table. A chance for me to show that I would be one of their kind.
That's awesome.
Just the idea of a jock in like a movie being like, here's your dead bird. Like, kiss it.
Step up, step up. Anyone who kisses this beautiful bird will be invited to our Halloween party Friday night.
No, don't give him that. No, don't give him ooze. Doesn't know. No. Said Jackie, with a contorted smile, his chubby cheeks inflated the freckles on his pale face, a red curly mane on top of his egg-shaped head. Yeah, the cool kids.
He's a cool kid.
Kiss the bird. Kiss the bird. Yeah. Hey.
Parroted his brother Robbie, who didn't speak much for himself, a carbon copy of his brother in every way. The bird was disgusting. One of its eyes had popped out of its body, hanging limply. It looked soft like a rotten... Someone went, oh, well, I was all down for the dead bird until I found out it was like really dead. It looked soft like a rotten potato being squished in the ogre's hand. I was repulsed and was already thinking of how the bird would come back to life and peck at my face, flapping its wet, tattered wings in panic, squawking with the demonic tones and shivers down my spine. No. It's a dead bird. Don't freak yourself out. Just be cool.
I'll kiss the bird.
You're sure you're not impersonating anyone specifically?
No!
Okay.
No!
I said louder than I intended, trailing off at the end. The hallway came to a hush. The brothers turned, mouths stretching slowly into an evil smile.
Shia? The scaredy cat wants to kiss our bird? I must be dreaming.
Jackie said in a loud, boisterous tone, gesturing to the crowd that gathered around us.
Yeah. We must be dreaming. Yeah.
Parroted his brother. It describes them like they're in the mafia.
Yeah.
Like there's a pinstripe one and another one in the suit. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I stepped forward to the brothers who outstretched the disgusting bird in front of my face, its wings splayed out openly. trying to play it cool, holding back every notion I had to be squeamish, make a scene.
I killed it this morning. About 50 of them are flying by my house, and I was able to shoot one out of the sky with my dad's gun.
You know, I figured out what it is, why you picked this, why I think you would write it. This sounds like a story you would just tell me about your childhood.
Ha ha ha. That's cute.
Don't give me that tone. Just like one time I was in high school and like a shot burned my dad's gun and I made all my friends kiss it.
Yeah, we called it kissy time.
I didn't like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Jackie barked triumphantly, looking around as if that was to impress the other students.
Yeah, Daddy's gun. Yeah.
Robbie apishly muttered.
Apishly.
Apishly mutter.
Daddy's gun.
I closed my eyes and pursed my lips, moving slowly, trying to quickly make contact with the bird's beak so I could be done and attend this party. I could see it. Started my new life. Not lonely. More friends than I would know what to do with. My wife's here, by the way, so don't. Yeah. That was for her, is what I'm saying. This fantasy was cut short. When I opened my eyes and Jackie had turned the bird, I had kissed its ass. The crowd of kids laughed hysterically. I quickly wiped my face, but the damage had been done. The brothers cackled, and the orchestral laughter filled the halls, echoing and coming back all around me, louder. I tried to play it cool, slowly smiling, then joining in with the laughter, trying to reclaim any dignity that I had before kissing a dead bird's ass.
So, what time's the party?
I said, trying to act smooth.
The party? You think we would let you come to our party?
Jackie blurted out, accompanied by his brother.
No way, Jose.
The crowd erupted in laughter again. I felt myself deflating with each passing second before a voice cut through the crowd.
Would you guys cut it out?
It was Sarah Martin. She was one of the few people in school who was ever nice to me. Admittedly, and not surprisingly, she was my crush.
Sarah.
From Spire in the Woods, I have learned not to get too enthusiastic about what I think is a wholesome, like, teen romance story.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not
that's
reacting.
Fair. That's fair.
They dragged us through the trenches on that one.
That we were drugged.
Fittingly, I'm not arguing it's not. So yeah, you can woo Sarah Martin all you want. I'm staying out of this. The brothers' laughter faded quickly.
Oh, hey Sarah. We were just messing around.
Jackie said sheepishly.
Yeah, just joking.
Muttered Robbie. Just like snapping in a leather jacket like that.
Come on, Sarah.
Sarah rolled her eyes at the brothers and turned her attention towards me.
Are you okay?
Sarah said sweetly, brown hair splashed against her slender shoulders. Gentle stars and freckles dotted her cheeks and nose. I picked myself up, acting like nothing had happened. Trying to play it cool.
Who, me? Oh yeah, I'm totally fine. I meant to kiss the bird like that. So it was all intentional. Okay, well, the party's this Friday at 8 p.m., so please come by. It should be fun.
Sarah said, turning to the Williams brothers.
Right, guys?
Others just nodded their heads in agreement, confused.
See you then.
Sarah said softly before throwing her hair confidently and turning to walk off down the hall. The brothers frowned at me and followed her as she left. You said you haven't read this whole story, right?
Yeah.
So my bear trap, or my prediction that I hope becomes a bear trap, is like she is going. It's like a ritual or something. She's going to want him killed. She wants him to be there so she can kill him or something like that.
I love a nice ritual killing.
Like she's a witch or something like that.
Oh, man, I would love that.
Yeah, yeah. This would be the moment.
I have not gotten this far.
Okay.
So just so you know.
This is all new for you?
Yes, everything now. I chose this story probably after like the first page. I was so in. This is great Creepcast fodder.
You didn't. You have no idea. No, that's not a good thing.
Come on!
You have no idea what happens at the high school party.
No idea.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know.
I'm not. I didn't have anything to do with wherever this goes.
He
This is all
didn't
mine.
know.
I have nothing to do with this. I see. When I said the witch thing, my brain was like, make a Jacoby joke. No, because I've learned my lesson, especially when you pick stories. I had done it. I had been invited to my first party.
I've been invited to my first party.
I got invited to something. I just had to kiss a dead bird. Walking home from the bus stop, I felt on top of the world. I had so many ideas. I had so many ideas for my costume for the Halloween party. Okay, I was gonna quit the voice, but thinking through the Rolodex of characters from stories I loved online. Would I, me dressed like this, would I be a demented serial killer? A ghostly apparition? Or maybe just a pirate? I don't want to freak myself out too much.
This kid rules. This kid fucks, dude. Yeah.
No, he doesn't, clearly.
Come on, man.
Hunter actually wrote this about his childhood, and he's over here like, this kid's cool, right?
This kid's
Come on,
actually
dude.
pretty badass, actually. Yeah.
I keep touching my face to scratch it, and I'm smearing paint all over my laptop. I was still thinking of my costume when I heard a baby crying. Oh, I forgot about that. When I heard a baby crying from somewhere in the dense trees to my right. Loud, shrill wails, unmistakable. This wasn't a trick of the mind. My breath held, waiting for each horrible, long wail to fill the empty room air. I wanted to turn and run away, but what kind of person would I be knowing that a child was out in the woods crying and I didn't help? I did the only thing that seemed right. Followed the cries into the forest. It's gonna go well, I'm sure. As I walked deeper into the woods, I could notice how much darker the woods were than the open road. The tall trees shrouded the pale sun above, veiling everything in a blanket of shadow. The baby's cries were still flooding the woods, but as I moved further through the dense brambles and brush, it took a new shape. A strange, awful mixture of sounds. A youthful cry intermixed with the cries of a man.
This is awesome.
What in God's name was happening in these woods? It's just my mind playing tricks on me again. It had to be. No, I had to check. Against my better judgment, I pushed on, forcing myself along on legs that felt rail thin and shaky, moving further into the tree. What? Why was his Reddit account deleted?
Oh, shit. All right, to be fair, there is a baby and a man in the woods alone, so I have no idea.
Was the store? Was this no sleep?
Yeah.
Was this tagged with anything?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I'm sorry. I barely remember our episodes we recorded. You expect me to remember that? I don't fucking know.
On my right, a collection of deer rush past, jumping and contorting themselves as they move. Other woodland critters dash by, flying and jumping ahead of me towards the growing noise. Crossed over a mound, my feet stopped, stunned in terror. In front of me, I saw where the horrible noise was coming from. On the forest floor, twisted mass of vines and blood seeped through the grass and roots, spilling into the soil. The upper half of a man split open, leaned against the base of a big tree trunk. Oh, thank God. The man had grabbed onto mounds of grass and roots and was screaming in agony. An infant, still crying, crawled forward, inching its way into the open cavity of the man, twisting strands of muscle and tendons, clawed out, latching onto the baby's hands and head, slowly dragging it into the open cavity of the man's chest.
Sick.
A deer walked up, using its long antlers to nudge the child deeper into the open cavity. As both the baby and man began to scream in pain as the organs and entrails were pushed deeper into the open maw, the baby's screams were muffled into a putrid, suffocating gurgle.
Hell yeah. Jerry.
Jerry?
Jerry Springer, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
Horrified, I began to back away slowly, trying to not make my presence known, until the twig under my heel snapped and the forest immediately went deadly silent. The animals all slowly turned to look at me. With jagged motion, the half man slowly contorted his neck, looking up at me. Her eyes met, trembling, staring across his face. Screw this. Without hesitating, I spun and dead sprinted in the opposite direction, trying to put as much distance between myself and the broken torso of the smiling man as possible. I could hear the animals closing in on me, but I was too scared to look back. I just kept running as fast as I could, jumping over roots and diving under branches, clawing my back up, never stopping for a moment. The hordes of hooves and wings flapping grew thunderous behind me. A shriek of deer, thousands of birds squawking just behind me. Keep pushing, just keep pushing. Finally, I met with fresh air. I had made it back to the road. I whipped around to see the onslaught of animals that I was sure was just behind me, but there was nothing. Nothing at all. I swung open the front door to my house, slamming it immediately shut behind me, bolting it.
Whoa! What's going on here? Is everything okay?
My father said, propped up at the dinner table, searching me.
Dad, I saw something in the woods. It was like a baby crawling into a half man. They were screaming, and the animals in the woods were watching and helping it.
Shia, what did I tell you about reading those damn horror stories?
So it's Hank Hill. It's Hank Hill then, the father. It's Hank Hill.
But I tell you what, Bobby.
My father said, pinching the bridge of his nose and dropping his gaze for a moment, before looking up at me again, disappointed.
You get so worked up that you send yourself into these fits. A baby crawling into a half man? Listen to yourself.
My father said, concerned.
What's wrong?
Said my mother, coming down the hall, her feet tapping quickly against the hardwood.
There was a baby in the woods, and this man who was split in half.
He's been reading those scary stories and getting himself into a frenzy again.
My father said, turning to face my mother as she came into the room, concern lighting her face.
I thought we agreed we weren't supposed to be on those damn sites anymore.
Sweetie, why don't you go to your room and wash up for dinner, okay?
Mother said softly. I knew her. This was a gentle way of telling me that I was creeping them out again. I needed to relax. It's funny how much I said the story was you and this was actually me when I was a child. Admittedly, I remember multiple conversations where my dad's like, you gotta quit scaring yourself so hard. I remember reading The Russian Sleep Experiment, my dad getting furious. So he Googled it and there's like a picture of like a dead guy or whatever, and he was like, what is this? What are you looking at?
Now, Isaiah, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, he was like, defeated, I say, covered in face paint. Defeated, I drudged upstairs to my room. It felt so stupid. Did I really just imagine all of this? It's so strange. It felt so real. In my head, I could still hear the animals just behind me, hooves beating against soil, distant howls and screeches pulling closer, with hot breath in my neck. After saying it out loud to my father, it was easier to see how ridiculous it all sounded. Even the walk up to my own room had me almost laughing at how absurd this whole situation was.
God, I need to be medicated.
Yeah. I muttered to myself, shaking my head as I climbed the stairs. It's funny, but how old is he, 15?
Yeah.
15-year-old, I need to be medicated.
God, get me a pill.
I got to my room, took off my jacket, took a seat on my bed and rubbed my hands against my face, chuckling softly. Man, I'm immense. At least I had a party to look forward to. I needed to at least try and find a bit of normalcy before then. Like, he's so okay with the baby crawling. I couldn't go there so flustered. I had to make plans. be my only chance. Maybe it was good that I got this hallucination out of the way now and not in the party, right? Maybe this was all a blessing in disguise. Tap, tap. What was that? Tap, tap. I looked at my door, thinking that maybe my mom had followed me up and was checking on me. There was no one at the door. I turned back, following the sound. There was a gaunt, bearded man looking at me from my window, smiling. Up until this moment, I forgot about the title. Tap, tap. I don't think I had ever screamed as loud as I did just then. The man's teeth looked soft, like they were pushing against each other, folding and shifting into place. His hair was patchy and thin, soft, like they were pushing each other? I don't need to. Stop.
What the fuck are you guys wooing about?
Just a vague description of a man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
His hair was patchy and thin, laying flatly against his balding head. His eyes. His eyes were yellow, a gross, sickly color, hollow and unmoving. His skin was papery thin, burnt reddish pink. Tap, tap. The door to my room flung open, colliding against the wall as my mother and father rushed in.
What's wrong?
I looked at them, trying to find words in my panic, at a loss. I looked back to my window. No one was there. I had nothing. Frustrated, my father let out a deep sigh and stormed off. My mother looked at me and then raised her hand as if to comfort me, but just lowered it back down in sort of defeat. She slowly and calmly shut the door behind her as she left. Feeling terrified and alone, I looked back at my window, searching the infinite black, starless night. I thought I might be going insane. The next day at school was exhausting. I barely got any sleep and struggled to make sense of the day before. Nothing made sense. The more I thought about it, the more it confused me. I felt defeated, but I knew I had to hold it together for another day. The Halloween party. It was something real, something I had to be excited about, to keep me grounded. Even with everything going on, horrible nightmares from the past few days, I couldn't wait to go to the party. I couldn't wait to prove to everyone that I could be normal. I could be cool. I could be a friend. Just hold on. Just hold on, please, brain. All I need is one more day from you.
Shia, 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 Shia.
I felt a kick in my back from the desk behind me. I turned to see Jackie and his twin brother looking at me. Dude, they share a desk. Jackie and his twin brother looking at me. Their bright red hair flashing like fire against the fluorescent overhead lights.
You better not show up to the party tomorrow.
Jackie said, puffing his chest out as far as he could. An alpha intimidator. The sound of something breaking open? What was that sound effect? Is that an alpha noise? Is that the idea? He's like, yeah, shirt buttons ripping everything. I'm an alpha, Sam. Yep. Yeah, I knew you'd like that one. Yeah. Baraska. All right. Continue. Robbie watched Jackie and instantly mimicked him while looking at me dead in the eyes.
But Sarah invited me.
I said, trying to force a smile and play off this uncomfortable interaction.
You're gonna tell her you can't make it. Understand?
Jackie said, whispering with a bite, leaning in just inches away. Just inches away. Careful to not draw attention.
Understand?
Robbie mimed, almost on top of me. How do you... Your ability to find these stories, even on accident.
I know. I don't want to have to do something serious, but I will if.
We're getting in. We're getting into what was the name? Everyone gets a name. When you turn 18, you get a slip with the name.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
How he accidentally just read like a fanfic some kid wrote about himself.
I don't want to
And
have
by
to
the
do.
way, in hindsight, laid into him over it. He did not deserve that.
I don't want to have to do something serious, but I will if.
Just then, a buck dove through the window. Kicking and slipping on the freshly waxed floor. Its spindly legs splayed out awkwardly on all sides. The other students screamed in horror. Mrs. Lawrence tried to settle the class, but was unable to raise her voice over the cries of the students and the pained animal shrieks of the buck. It had cut itself badly jumping through the window. Blood gushed from its neck and the many deep gashes on its legs and body. It leaned to the side and collapsed on the ground, choking on its own blood, gurgling as it cried out, dying. There was nothing we could do. Hushed murmurs overtook the classroom. Mrs. Lawrence couldn't look away and stood in disbelief behind her desk. Jackie and Robbie talked to themselves. I saw Sarah talking with Rebecca Wheeler, who was supposed to be going to the party as well. Then I looked over the broken window. The bearded man who had come to my window stood smiling, looking at me, same twisted smile, yet he was slightly different. His brown hair was longer, fuller, and had begun to fill in patches on his face. I rubbed my eyes with my hand in disbelief, yet when I opened them, he was still there, taunting me. Before I could say anything or alert anyone in the class, the intercom overhead chirped on.
Students, we are on emergency evacuation. Please line up and follow your teachers inside. This is not a drill. Thank you.
The intercom chirped off. I love how calm they are about a deer bleeding.
Seriously, could you guys just
All right,
get
all
out of
right.
that classroom?
The deer doesn't dismiss you, the bell does. I looked back to the window, but the man was gone. Again. I couldn't tell if I was just in shock from the deer, but I wasn't afraid. I was frustrated. What was going on? What was going on with me? Was this man real? Was it my mind slowly dissolving inside my head? I could barely take it anymore,
Are you doing okay?
Sarah said, tearing me from my thoughts.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. That was wild, right? Yeah,
There's blood everywhere. Like,
this is kind of strange, right? Yeah. Hopefully all this crazy stuff is happening now instead of at the party, right?
she's gonna kill him. She's gonna beat him to death or sacrifice him or something. Her smile, Sarah added, her smile was perfect. I felt myself grin and respond. Every time I go to quit, he says something else.
My thoughts exactly.
Like that. Her eyes lingered on mine for what felt like forever. Even with everything going on, I felt finally right where I was supposed to.
I'm gonna be a pirate. Shut up!
That's good. I like that. Her smile was shaken by my comment. Why did I say that?
Pirates are cool.
He says she's gonna kill him. She said simply before walking off. Holy shit, that was awesome! I was finally able to sleep last night, restful, nothing abnormal. I even went to school with no strange men or deer looking at me, so that was a plus as well. Though something much worse happened. My parents told me that they weren't going to let me go to the Halloween party anymore.
Hey, what the fuck? Boom! That's some bullshit.
That's what?
I said that's some bullshit.
Some what?
Bullshit.
Oh, bullshit. Like, I thought you were saying it's some, like, bell or you're making up a word. I'm like, what are you talking about? My parents told me that they weren't going to let me go to the Halloween party anymore. We had a long, drawn-out argument that pretty much resulted in my parents telling me that I've been acting crazy, seeing things that aren't there.
Fair.
They told me it was probably set off by all the horror stories I've been reading online. They didn't want me around that stuff anymore. Any scary stories, any costumes. They said it would probably cause me to go into another fit. I sat in my room on the bed, feeling frustration rise through me. I had to go to the party. It was everything to me. The only thing keeping me going through all the nightmares. I had to see Sarah. I could hear my parents downstairs, the grating of the dining room chairs sliding against the hardwood as they talked. Every now and then, I could hear a sentence in through the walls.
We should have never shown him horror films when he was younger.
This is my parents having a conversation. My mother said,
I'm turning the internet off tomorrow.
from my father. Great. I had two options. I could sit here tonight, turn on my computer and read scary stories like I do most nights, and pretend nothing wrong with that, and pretend it's more special because it's Halloween. Yeah, it is. What are we doing right now?
Dude, just wait.
Or I could sneak out of my window, off my roof, cut through the forest, and go to the party that is sure to change my socializing future. I knew what I had to do. I put my costume on. I'm a weird character from an obscure... I'm a weird character from an obscure internet story that I'm sure no one will know. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek, honestly. The character gets bullied, burned alive, and comes back and kills everyone. Wow, I'll take that one. That felt good. All right. You know what? You're right. The story rules. Surely that's not a bad omen, right? I zipped up my hoodie. Jeff didn't have a zip-up hoodie in the story, by the way. Mine's canonically accurate. And opened my window quietly, checking to make sure I could still hear my parents talking. They wouldn't notice that I'm gone. Something tells me they aren't going to want to see me for a little while. I climbed onto the roof, slowly sneaking to the trellis speckled with ivy on the side of my room and climbing down. I had practiced this before, just never with anywhere to go.
It's so pathetic. Yeah. One day I'm gonna do this for real.
One day I'm gonna go to a dead bird party. As soon as I hit the grass, the motion light flashed on, flooding me in its wide beams. Without pausing, I rushed out of its vision and into the woods before my parents would notice anything from the back window. The woods were much scarier at night. All around me, snarled, malformed branches stretched into impossible darkness. I turned on my cell phone flashlight, its short beam barely lighting the trees through a constantly shifting mist that had come after sundown. I felt proud of myself. I never would have chosen this path before, proud that I would be brave enough to traverse this dark terrain. He's talking about a yard. Dark terrain. I felt like I was growing. Maybe this weird brain malfunction that I had been having was starting to end. I was feeling more excited for the party than ever before. It was so close. As I pushed my way through the brush, careful not to trip an upturned root, I hashed out all the things that I might say. Oh, here we go. Quips that the voice gets grating after too long, but he's begging for it.
You have to persevere.
Quips that I can throw at people. People love quips. Well, rolling through these thoughts, I couldn't believe how charming I was. You know, it is funny reading this that so clearly is targeted at this point. right after reading my old story that was melodramatic.
If it's perfect.
Yeah. I couldn't believe how charming I was. Finally, it would be all smooth sailing from here. Everything was possibility. It's good grammar. Snap. Great. The screams had returned. This time it was deeper, furious, bullshit. This time it wasn't. There were other screams you could pick from the library. This time it wasn't a child. It seemed to be the scream of a grown man. There's no way you didn't pick this story. This is the most you story we've ever had.
Okay.
Just like a man gets ripped open and the baby gets shoved inside of him, and then I get to scream a lot. The scream was loud, irritating. I braced myself against it, covering my ears. It almost didn't sound human. They changed in frequency, too, drawn out in longer gaps, always coming back just as I thought they had ended. Worst, I thought as I pushed myself forward against everything in me, telling me to turn and go home, it seemed close. This was just my mind playing tricks on me, right? It's been happening for days, so why wouldn't it happen now, right before the big party? Just ignore it. You can control your mind. Give no attention to the screams of a man somewhere in these woods. It's easy. I stepped over a deformed root, jutting up like a tendril, and noticed the sounds of something foaming, bubbling. A collection of sounds folding over each other, slushing together in a horrible sway. I turned towards the sound, the dim beam of my flashlight catching something there. It was the bearded man, emaciated, crawling on all fours like a sunken husk of an older man. His eyes were closed, but as I watched, frozen in horror, they ripped open and the man let out a blood-curdling scream. The man was split at his stomach. He was screaming, unaware of his surroundings. The thin, balding man pushed open exposed skin, folding back against itself, and proceeded to enter the yawning cavity head first, draping the wet skin over his balding head, dragging himself inside the carcass. A disgusting squelching noise came from the inside. The flesh, as he grabbed rib bones, pulling himself forward inch by inch. I stumbled forward a step as something bumped me from behind. A deer pushed me ahead, nudging me toward the man. I tried to spin out of its grasp, but was pinned by its sharp, browning antlers, broken in places. My heels dug into the dirt as I pushed back with everything I had, trying to stop the beast, but I couldn't overpower it. The bald man finished pulling himself into the corpse, his face fitting into his skin as it overcame him, and he smiled at me. I didn't scream. I couldn't. I hyperventilated. This couldn't be real. This couldn't be real. My eyes darted left and right. All around me, woodland animals stood and watched. I needed this to stop. I was losing my mind. Bang! A bullet ricocheted off the tree just to my left. The animals rushed away in all directions. The deer, urging me forward, released me from its antlers and bounded off into the surging darkness. I fell flat on my back. Without thinking, I flipped onto my front, pushed up on all fours, and sprinted away as fast as I could. Bang! A bullet flew past me, inches away.
Stop shooting!
Interesting strategy. I screamed at the top of my lungs. Bang! It's cool I can just do that. Bang! I saw the flash of the gun, the bullet zipping past me and hitting a tree, splintering wood.
Stop shooting!
I screamed again, even louder, flailing my arms. He's literally dressed like Jeff the Killer doing that. The silhouette of two figures walked towards me, the Williams brothers.
Shia? What are you doing out here? You just sneaking around our house?
Jackie said, annoyed. Did they just shoot at people that walk through the woods?
What are you sneaking for?
Robbie chimed.
What? Why are you shooting at me, man?
I exclaimed, more exhausted than I'd ever been in my life. Jackie snarled.
This is my dad's property.
And he said I can shoot into the woods anytime I want.
Robbie smiled, nudging his brother, who quickly shaped up.
Oh, hey, actually, we're glad that you're here, though. Everyone else has been arriving in the front door for the party, but we're glad you're here. Come on, let's go.
Jackie said excitedly, a grin lifting the edges of his lips unnaturally.
Yeah, let's go.
Robbie added, beaming. The party was amazing. Everyone was dressed up, laughing, having a great time. I was welcomed by everyone. People patted me on the back. People offered me drinks. Someone even offered me some alcohol, to which I had to politely decline.
Oh, come on! He's cool.
This kid is so mean. It's almost... No one made fun of me. Some people even tried to guess what I was wearing, which was cute, but none of them got close to the right answer. The one guy called me Jeff. Which made me does he say go to sleep?
God, I hope.
I hope. Which made me curious if they knew. Regardless, this was everything I could have ever wanted. I found Sarah across the room. She turned to look at me just then our eyes connected. She flashed her perfect teeth, brushed a long strand of hazel hair out of her face. She had never looked more beautiful.
Hey, you made it.
She said, reaching out and touching my arm.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
I nervously said back, just happy I kept my words together. She leaned closer, her grip growing tighter. What is she gripping?
I have something for you. Can you come with me?
High school kids, high school party, high school children.
Yeah, hi-oh.
She smiled, sliding her hand down my arm to my hand as she pulled me through the party. So glad I didn't dress up as the pirate. Sarah opened the door to the garage and led me inside, shutting it just behind us. We sat in the darkness for a moment. My heart was racing. The garage light turned on, and the Williams brothers were standing in the middle of the room with a large red box in the center of the empty garage. A speckled, cartoonishly giant bow was on top.
Hey guys.
I said, confused, looking to Sarah, who gestured me over to them.
Go on.
Sarah said, letting go of my arm. Both the brothers stood in front of me. Jackie put his hand on my shoulder. His grip was impossibly strong.
I know we've given you a lot of hard times, but we just wanted to give you a gift to show that it's all water under the bridge.
Jackie's grin spread across his face. Robbie, however, was almost purple in the face, contorting and shaking, eyes tearing. I walked up to the box, looking at Sarah, Robbie, and Jackie.
Thanks, guys. This is so kind of you.
Poor bastard.
He honestly deserves it.
No! He's a good kid!
He was walking, he had practiced sneaking out of his room and then was walking through the woods practicing his quips.
A good man.
And then he gets to the party, he's like, no one could guess what I was. Like, no. I tore into my gift, unwrapping the bow and taking the top of the box. I hope it's a bomb.
Hey, come on!
When I saw what was inside, my smile faded. Dead animals. Dead birds, dead deer, rabbits, squirrels, everything stuffed horribly into the box. Insides tangled together, bones snapped off in angles. Robbie immediately burst out in laughter, followed by Jackie and Sarah. All laughing at me, howling. Sarah, covering her mouth, laughing, pressed the garage button and the door lifted up. Slowly, each panel folding up and away. The entire party stood outside. Every single one of them, shrieking with laughter, hysterical. My eyes began to flood with tears. What could I have done to deserve this?
Why?
Jackie shouldered past me, his hand around Sarah's waist. Robbie sprinted out of the garage and started high-fiving the crowd of kids.
Yes! Dead animal box! Epic prank!
Jackie and Sarah turned back to me as I stood alone in the garage next to the putrid, rotting present they had left for me. It's not even like making him do something or like dunking something on him. It's just like, those are dead. Oh, look at
And they're
them
meant
run.
for you!
Yeah. Like, oh, we got you good. I bet you didn't think that was in there. Yeah.
Ah, man. You didn't really think we wanted you to come to this party, did you?
Jackie said, squealing. Sarah couldn't hide her laughter, and she buried her face into Jackie's jacket. I couldn't fight back tears. Not anymore. Not after this. I just let them spill, raising my forearm up to my eyes, quickly wiping them, not trying to give them the satisfaction that they were so desperately craving. I wouldn't let them win. Not like these. Not like this.
Not like these.
Not like these. I would leave with my head held up high. I wiped my face in my sleeve, composing myself, looked up to the crowd, finding all of them. As I scanned them in disbelief and horror, I saw him. The man standing in the very back, taller than everyone else. No expression on his face. His hair was long and unkempt. He was bearded. Terrified. I closed my eyes.
God, get me out of here.
Amen.
Amen.
Robbie, snorting, turned around and noticed the man before letting out a piggish squeal and running over to his brother. The crowd screamed and gasped, all moving away from the man and into the garage. The man didn't move. Jackie looked at Sarah, who had fear in her eyes. Jackie stepped forward.
Hey, man. This is a private party, so why don't you get your homeless ass out of here?
The man didn't move. Jackie, frustrated, moved up to the man.
Did you hear me, asshole? I said this is a...
Jackie's words escaped him. The man stood with his eyes shut. Suddenly, the man grabs Jackie by the arm. He flailed, trying to escape. The man opened his eyes. A blinding, piercing light emanated from them. He looked at Jackie in the eyes. He was immediately blinded. Jackie fell to the ground, screaming in pain, writhing on the ground. The crowd screamed in terror, trying to scramble, but the man opened his eyes again and shone it at the crowd, blinding everyone who stood outside. They all fell and screamed in pain, kicking and screaming on the ground. The sound of sneakers and boots scraped the asphalt, fingernails tearing against the concrete. Kids screamed for their mom, others for each other, all falling on deaf ears. I could hear the man's bare feet walking on the garage floor. I didn't open my eyes. I didn't have the courage. The man stopped and waited. It was excruciating. Just kill me. Get it over with already.
Open your eyes, my child.
This does roll. You're right. Says the man. His voice is comforting. I trust him. Slowly letting my eyes open, revealing the man in front of me.
Jesus?
That's right, Shia. You called to me, and I answered.
There's no way.
Yeah, I wrote this.
I fell to my knees in disbelief, thinking about the last couple days, thinking of the baby born in the dark woods. He gathered the animals of the forest to resurrect himself. For what? For me?
You don't need to seek
That's
validation.
it? That's the... Wait. My slide ends there.
Huh?
Mine ends there. That's the last. It goes off then.
I'll keep reading. You don't need to seek validation from these people, Shia, which is kind of like Isaiah. You need to find love in yourself. Then and only then will others seek you as a friend.
Thank you, Jesus.
Jesus smiled, putting his hand on my shoulder. I have to admit it was comforting.
You're gonna cure these people's blindness, right?
Oh yeah, totally, definitely.
Jesus stood up and waved his hands over the kids. Terrified, they regained their vision, screaming, scurrying off into the night. The William brothers sat in the driveway, rocking back and forth. Jesus walks over to them, kneeling down to them. This is a blessing. But always know, I am watching at all times. Do you understand?
You want to read that? Start here. I wanted to hear you read the thing, so. It's a good story.
I have never been God so good in my entire life. You named him Shia out of letters from my name.
It's almost nice.
And it's about a kid who was a nerd who read creepypastas
Yeah.
and prayed, and Jesus showed up and blinded the people that made fun of him.
That's right. We got a little. Finish it off at least. Yeah, finish it off for the people.
Right here.
Yeah.
The brothers shook their heads nervously. They got up and sprinted back into their house, slamming the door behind them. Jesus turned and moved back to me, hovering his hand over the box of dead animals. He began to chum and move in a crazed motion. Suddenly, the animals came back to life, jumping and flying out of the box and back into the forest. Crazed frenzy. I put my hands over my head as they rushed past and reclaimed the forest as their home once more. When I looked up, he was gone. I just looked at the last line.
You have to keep reading.
I was making fun of his voice. The rest of the school year was a lot different. People treated me differently, and things became normal after a while. Though not a lot of people talked to me. That was fine. I've done a lot of personal growing. I think I've been able to be more comfortable with myself and have poured my interest, this is like a flogging, have poured my interest into internet horror topics and have even started making videos online. I've got to say, I think my parents are even a fan now. They even appreciated my username, Wendigoon.
A couple fun facts. Me and my friend Dave, who's here, standing somewhere off to the right over here, we wrote this today in 5 hours. Also, the best part of it all is I got your wife's permission.
I'm speechless. I have no rebuttal, no response. When did you decide to do that?
I think I decided I wanted to write it a while ago, but it got really busy. And then I was like, oh shit, today's the show. So, yeah.
So you named the character after me, who praised to God.
Yes.
I was making fun of him so much. And the Jeff the Kill just over and over.
You did kind of call it a little bit. So, you know.
When? When did I call it?
You kept saying, like,
Oh, this is something you would write.
that's a bear trap.
I once again, just like how old you are, which I still don't know, I just wouldn't expect you to lie to me so hard, I guess.
I thought it was a good story.
For a story you wrote in 5 hours, that was well done.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it.
Like the baby being shoved in by the deer and stuff like that was sick. That was cool.
It was, but like, I was like, you can't like just have him stand up and be like, I'm Jesus.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So I was like, what's a cool way for a guy to be resurrected? And it's like, if he is growing his other self and like his younger self is just crawling inside of him, that's kind of cool.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's pretty metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he shows up and blinds everyone at the end. Gosh,
Exactly.
the amount. I was like, didn't drink alcohol. It's like me, huh? I was
Yeah.
doing the voice. I was
Yeah.
doing the Shinji voice.
It's beautiful.
Okay. Good. Unironically good story, but also I will get you back at some
Please
point.
do.
Okay. Well done. Good story. So that takes us to our final one of the night.
I was just saying, I have the story here. Since the slide's not working, do you want to read it together?
What? No, the slide. That was the last of that.
Oh,
part
for
two.
that.
I
Okay,
have
so that,
story
okay.
3. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
All right. So story 3 is called "The Journal of a Coal Miner's Daughter," and it is written by Travis Weaver, who goes by Strange Accounts on Reddit. This is someone who began posting stories to the r/Creepcast subreddit. So, a few weeks ago, I flew to Hunter's house and we recorded a whole bunch of episodes to try to get ahead of the curve a bit, and that's when the goop suit incident took place right there. Which, by the way, now that it's out, did he not kill that short film? So good. Incredible. But anyway, I got to be there for the last few days of that. But while we were there, we recorded 6 episodes, I think 3 of which are posted now. We're just sprinkling them as weekends come. But one of them we read was called Accounts of a Soldier, of a Lone Soldier, or something like that. It was about a soldier in like the American West. It was an excellent story. I was fangirling over it the whole time. This guy had a ton of accounts. So I said, hey, for the show, let's do another one of his. And then turns out he lives in Chicago. So he's here tonight. So Travis, thank you very much.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Very nice.
Very nice. So, with that, our final story of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to begin?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, that's really good. All right. From the diary of Clara May Hutchins. May Hutchins. Already messing it up.
Yeah, sorry.
Clara May Hutchins. West Virginia, March 1907. March the 12th. Papa got stuck in the coal mine. This morning, the men from the mine, if this also turns out to be about me, I'm gonna... This morning, the men from the mine come running up the road. Uncle James first, black soot all about his cheeks, hollering for Mama. He said,
Sarah?
The shaft's bad, but the men are in now. We'll get Henry out.
That's my papa's name. Mama went wide in the face and clutched hold of my arm, near to pulling it out. She said,
You swear it, James? Tell me he'll come back to me.
Uncle James said,
I swear we'll dig till our backs give. We got the boys on picks and shovels already. We'll use the dynamite we have to.
Mama lifted her chin as if she was queen of the town.
Then use it. Don't you dare tell me you won't come home.
Uncle Henry looked at her long, but didn't say no more. He went back down toward the mine with the others. I heard the clank of iron and the shouts of the men humming about the shafts like bees. I asked Mama if Papa was hurt. She knelt before me and took my cheeks in her palms and said,
Your daddy's the strongest man God ever made. He'll claw through rocks for us. Be sitting at this table by your birthday, you mark my words.
I said.
What if the air runs out?
She hushed me quick.
Don't you let such talk pass your lips, Claire May. Air or no air, Henry Hutchins will find a way. He's got fight in him, the kind no mountain can bury.
Later, when the lamps were lit, Uncle James came again. His boots left red clay clumps on the floor. He looked tired. Mama asked.
Have you heard him?
He rubbed his forehead and said
No sound yet, but we'll keep on.
she would not let him rest.
James, you know your brother. He'd never turn over. You'd dig till your arms fall off.
Uncle James pressed his cap tight and muttered.
We'll do all we can do.
Then he turned to me, tried to smile, but broke quick.
Clara, you're gonna be proud to keep her watch over your mama.
Mama snapped.
He'll be here soon to say it to himself.
I fucked that up one more time.
Sorry, I'm so nervous. He'll be here soon to say that himself.
Nailed it. Yeah.
As always, you do, like, your reading comprehension's excellent when you're making fun of someone.
Yeah. Amen.
After he left, Mama pulled me onto her lap. She rocked me back and forth, near to breaking my ribs, whispering in my ear.
He'll be home by your birthday. He'll bring you ribbons from town, don't you doubt it.
Her words ran over and over until they made me drowsy, though I could feel her trembling. I tried to think of Papa's laugh. He always laughed like it surprised him, quick and bright. I shut my eyes and heard the mountain groan in the dark. When I went to bed, Mama tucked me in tight.
Say your prayers. By the time the candles are gone, your daddy will be on his way home.
Candles burned to nubs. The windows stayed black. I will say this about this author right now, not because he's in the room, but
Yeah, plug your ears.
yeah, plug your ears. There is, when we were reading the soldier story, there was so much language uses and like tone of it that was about like a gruff soldier, like in the American West, like 1800s, that I was like, oh, maybe the author just like is that kind of guy or is familiar with that kind of writing. But now he's doing all of it for a kid in the other side of the country 50 years later, so I think he's just good at writing. Again, not because he's in the room. It's the first day without Papa's voice in this house. I'll write more soon. March the 14th, Sunday. Church bell banged and banged down the lane. Mama never looked up from the stove. Steam puffed like smoke curled around her face. Kept hearing Papa's name tumble from her mouth as if she was talking to the kettle. When the bell went quiet, I sneaked out the door. Uncle James leaned on the fence with two miners. Their coats were gray as ashes, and mud swallowed their boots. I crouched behind the wash barrel and pressed my cheek against it so I could hear. One miner scraped his boot in the dirt. He said,
Ain't no use digging. The mountain eats the hole soon as it's made.
Uncle struck the rail with his fist.
He's my brother. I'll not stop.
The second miner spat into the mud and said,
Sarah's wound ended up too hard. She won't listen even if the truth hollers in her ear.
Uncle hit the fence again. Rail snapped and jumped a splinter. He said,
Let her keep hope. What's it matter to you?
The men stomped off down the lane. Uncle wiped his brow with his sleeve. Then he saw me peeking by the barrel. He bent down close and said,
Best you don't repeat a word, Clara. Your mama's heart hanging by a thread.
March the 15th. The lamp still burned when the rooster called. Smoke pressed against the glass. Did you jump at that?
Huh?
Oh, I thought so. You jumped when the rooster called.
I almost did.
Smoke pressed against the glass, leaving it black with soot. I reached for the wicks, but Mama swatted me back.
Leave him. He'll need the light so he can find the door.
Near noon, Uncle James came up the steps. I knew him by the slam of his boots before he even showed his face.
Sarah,
He called.
We braced a shaft with timber, but she groans like an old woman. Damn. Might be we got to quit before the. Sorry, might be we got to quit before the mountain buries us.
My favorite thing is when you recover in the accent.
Oh shit! Oh goddamn! Oh, fuck.
Like the guy's coming up talking to the kid, it's like, we better get what's going.
Oh shit! Oh.
Mom stepped into the doorway, hair falling wild across her back.
you'll not stop. You hear me? James Hutchins, not till Henry walks out.
Uncle stood dripping on the boards, cap twisting between his palms. His coat was streaked with red mud. Looked worn to the bone.
Might be he's gone already.
Mom sat in a chair.
He ain't gone. Still draws breath.
Uncle raked at the dirt in his beard and would not meet her look. Caught me peeking from the corner. He knelt a little, lips tugging up, crooked.
Don't mind me, Clara. Your papa's mule stubborn. If any man can beat out a mountain, it's him.
I tried to smile, but my belly twisted itself. March the 20th. So far, she wants to get her husband back, and the brother's like, he may be dead. She's like, no, keep looking for him. If you were trapped in a mine, how long would Allison send people to look for you?
God, I never. Leave me. Leave me to rot. Yeah.
What if there wasn't even a cave in? Like you were just lost somewhere in there?
Yeah, I'm just wandering around. I think then at that point too, never. Just like, well, he's gone.
Yeah, we're in the parking lot, and you're like, oh, the gift shop. And she's
Walking
like,
around like a
"It's
giant
over."
baby, just like aimlessly walking around.
Chicago!
I'd give Kayla, if there was a guy next to her, she'd be like, can you go look for him? But if there wasn't, she'd be like, oh.
There it is.
There he's gone. Oh.
Yep.
Something about Kayla. Yes, March the 20th. 3 nights now, Mama is sat by the window, back stiff as the chair slats, staring toward the ridge where the mine lies. Tonight she called me close.
Listen, Clara. Do you hear him tapping?
I held still, but all I heard were crickets singing in the weeds. Mama dug her nails in my arm.
There. That's him. He's telling us not to fret. He's coming home.
I wished to tell her there was nothing, but her gaze burned so bright I bobbed my head. Her face softened the way it does when she braids my hair.
He'll be right here before the month ends. You'll see.
After supper, Uncle James came heavy up the steps. He set his lantern on the table and said,
Sarah, the crew can't hold much longer. The timber's grown worse each day. We'll lose men if we strike again.
Mama sprang up from her chair.
You're lying. You'd leave him down there to rot if you stopped.
Uncle traced the lines on his brow with his hand.
I'd trade my own lungs to bring him back, but there's nothing left below for us to gain.
The table shook when Mama struck it. The lamp flame left high.
Not another word, James. My Henry's alive. I hear him calling through those hands.
The room went still. My throat twisted till it hurt. Uncle said deep.
It's done, Sarah. I'm sorry.
He looked toward me, turned his back, and left without another word. March the 22nd. The house grows colder with each day. Mama no longer cooks full meals. She says Papa will be home soon, so we must save the best for him. I nibble what bread is left and write what my hands let me. I think of Uncle James sometimes. His face as long as a shovel or the sadness. It's the truth Mama will not hear. Papa's gone. gone. Why do I feel him in the halls again? As if he walks here already. No doors open. Told myself it was dreams, yet last night I heard his boots scrape the porch. The weight of them was like haystacks thrown on me.
I will say, I can't tell if this is like her actually thinking that it's like a ghost, but if my mom was being fucking insane and being like,
Just one more day.
I feel like I'd start freaking myself out too, dude.
You hear him, right?
Yeah, exactly. You hear it?
I'd be like, no,
Yeah.
please get help. You know what I mean? Close the book.
Dad's dead, Mom. Why is that so hard for
Yeah,
you
God,
to figure
get
out?
over it. Jesus Christ.
I will say this reminds me so far, it's like obviously growing up around coal country, everyone's got family members that were killed in the mines and stuff like that. There'd always be legends about like, you know, their ghosts haunt the mines or you still hear them. There's a place near I grew up in Bell County, Kentucky, which no one in here's heard of, where there was a mine collapse, like back in the 20s. There was a group of guys who said they were on the other side of the rock. Then 7 men swore that out of the side of the rock, a man opened a door, like out of the solid stone, and said, "Oh, come this way." And they all followed him, and they walked through the rock and came out the other side. He shut the door, was never seen again. So people, like, there's all these weird stories about mine collapse and shut-ins. And one of the things I remember, like an old wives' tale that get talked about, is if someone dies in the mountain, they stay on the mountain. Right, their spirit's always there. So it's almost like he died down in the cave and now his ghost just went home, even if he doesn't know he's dead. It's interesting. Told myself it was dreams. Last night I heard some boots scrape the porch. The weight of them was like haystacks thrown on the floor. Mama lifted her face to the window and kept her mind on the dark. Her eyes fixed on something.
That's him.
He said,
He's about here.
shoved my blanket to my mouth so no sound would slip out. My belly hurt more than still. I looked outside. Did not see a light.
I'm snuffing out Mom. That night, a pillow was going over her face. Go to him, Mommy.
The amount of times you talk about killing a mother figure in a story. Where's your mom at? She's back there, right? Yeah. Do you?
She's back in the car.
Yeah. Are you aware of how much he talks about killing you? Yes, okay, all right. She's fine with it, I guess.
Go to sleep. We need to put you in a home immediately.
March the 25th. Today is my birthday. I am 10 years old. I woke...
Fucking 10! Yes!
I woke to Mama shaking my shoulder. She was smiling so wide I near thought she'd lost her senses for good. Her cheeks were as bright as if she'd run a race and her hair hung loose, tangled like she had not closed her eyes all night. She said,
Rise up, Claire May. Your papa's here.
I said, I'm quick, thinking I was dreaming. But she pulled me from the bed and near dragged me down the hall. Boards creaked under our steps. My mama paid no mind to them. She bent over and whispered close to my ear.
I told you so, John. I told you he'd be home this day. He's waiting for you the same as you.
Stepped into the dining room. Papa was seated at the table, with every non-missing thing. His boots were polished and his shirt looked clean. He lifted his face to me and smiled, broad as summer sun.
Happy birthday, Clara girl.
His voice filled the room, deep and rolling. My knees wobbled. I had wished so long to hear him again, yet it sounded strange in my ears.
Papa?
He chuckled and reached out his arm.
Did you think I'd miss your day?
He stepped near, though my feet dragged. When his hand touched my shoulder, it felt warm. There was a waiting I didn't recognize. Mom clapped at the side.
See there, Clara May? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I say to keep his promise?
Papa winked at her.
Your mama never doubted. That's worth more than all the digging them boys did.
I tried to smile. Mama's eyes shone bright as stars, but I could not keep from staring at him. Something look was not as before. The whites around his eyes seemed too wide, brown to them too dark, near black as coal. When he laughed, he cut the air, though he meant it kindly. Mom set a plate before him. All she had left was crust and beans. She said,
We saved the best for you, Henry.
tapped the table,
Fine feast. Finest I've ever had.
turned to me.
You ready for a good birthday, Clara?
I nodded quick, and my heart beat faster.
I'm gone. I'm running.
Dude,
Sure.
there's a thing in horror stories where you somehow have to make the character maybe not helpless, but in danger, right? Like if it's disarming them, if it's injuring them, or something like
Right.
that. And the easiest way to do that's kids, right? Like kids with parental figures. What are they going to do? And there's something so menacing about the mother being like, "He'll be here. He'll be here."
That's
and then,
fucking insane.
And then one morning, he's here. Like
No.
creepy. Yeah. It's creepy.
No, I don't think so. Haymaker right to the temple.
Didn't you as a kid curl up on your mother's floor like a dog? Just
Yeah.
watch her in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a lot to say about what's creepy for other families to
Just
do.
laying on the floor like a tiny little chihuahua dog.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Mom had fetched the little cake she had made from cornmeal and sweet drippings. Placed it in the center with the stuffed candle stuck in the top. Flame shrimp. It's about the cornmeal with the sweet drippings. My gosh. Papa leaned near.
Blow it out, girl. Make your wish.
I shut my lids and wished everything would be the same as before. Smoke curled in the air, went up in my eyes, and I'm still watching. Stiff as a picture painted with too many layers. Mama kissed his cheek.
Close that mountain, Henry. I knew it.
Papa patted her arm.
Man don't lay down for stone. Man makes stone bound for him.
They laughed together. I forced a laugh.
God, it's their birthday too, by the way.
Yeah.
I forced a laugh too, and my skin prickled as my hands crawled under it. Felt Uncle James' words in my head. He had said there was nothing of Papa left to bring home. And here Papa sat, church as she please. I strayed away from seeing his eyes. And on to his own. Kept close to Mama all day. Papa sat in his chair like a king come home and spoke of little things as if the world were small enough to hold in his hands. When Uncle James came at noon, he did not step in at once. He stood at the door rubbing the cuff of his sleeve.
Sarah, I came to see my brother.
Mama held her head high.
Then step in. He's right here.
Papa smiled wide behind her as if the air were a joke between old friends.
Yes. Come in, James. Sit yourself.
Papa strode into the dining room and struck the table with his knuckles. Not hard, but enough to rattle the plate.
What?
It's a quote.
Right, let's play Uncle Hungus
What
Cap
are
on
you
the
looking at?
Right, let's play Uncle Hung Henry.
Okay, that line ain't in mine. Uncle hung his cap on the peg and stepped in. His boots made little sound, though Uncle is never a quiet man. Wait, I need the rest of that line too.
Henry.
He said in a soft way I hardly knew.
Where did you come up?
And now we're back to what we have again.
Where any man would.
Papa answered.
Straight through.
His mouth clenched.
Straight through what, brother?
Papa laughed and the sound slipped around the room like a cold draft.
Through what stood in my way. You set your feet down, you press in, the mountain minds you. There's plenty of cracks to follow.
Mom clapped her palms at once.
There! You hear him, James? You doubted, and now he's here.
Uncle turned from Papa to me, then to Mama.
Sarah, I have to say what's true. We pulled no man from that stone during sea. We boarded the shaft shut. Not a single body could pass through here. telling you, haymaker, temple. I'm already going. I'm in a wagon or some shit, riding away.
A wagon.
Yeah, happy fucking 10th birthday to me, dude. I'm down.
Papa bent forward with his elbows on his knees.
You called me a ghost, James?
I reckon I don't know what to call it.
Uncle said. His words shook, then flattened again. Mama moved between them.
That is enough, James.
The room went still. Mama smelled.
Quit your worries. The girl is having a birthday.
I'm sorry, I'll talk.
Let things be sorted out for you.
Papa rose, the chair legs scraped the floor. Chair legs scraped the floor as if the wood did not care for the sound.
Women in this house stay in this house. The man keeps the gifts given them close. Slay.
Uncle stood his ground. His palms hung open, cords in his neck rising like rope.
Brother, tell me the name of your first mare.
Papa looked at him mildly.
Old Red.
Uncle fixed him.
She was dapple gray.
Papa's teeth bared in a strange way.
Gray turns red when it must.
Mama said.
Enough.
Her cheeks burned and her gaze ran wet.
James, when you spoke rot in my door, go on home. Come again when you can behave.
Uncle snatched his cap, fixed on me a long while, then bent close so Mama could not hear.
You hear me, Claire May? If anything changes, you run to my door and pound till your fist ache, no matter what your boss says. I'll go with you now. Right now.
Also, that answer's a cop-out, where it's like, what's the name of our first horse? Old Red. It was great. Well, you know, what is red if not a gray?
Okay, that's not really the question.
That's
So,
Mama moved toward him, slipped back, and caught the jam.
I mean it.
When Uncle was gone, Papa shut the door with a neat snap and slid the bolt. He turned to me.
Let the man have his hero talk. Seems like he fancies it.
Mama kisses Papa's cheek.
He will keep quiet once he thinks on it.
Papa said,
Think it never helped, James.
then he looked at me.
Fetch me a water cup.
I brought it. His fingers closed over it like the lid of a box. He drank it greedily and smacked his lips.
Fine water.
He said, as if the taste were richer than any soda at the store. March the 27th. Mama kept the curtains drawn as if light could do us harm. Papa said he liked the room dim. Daylight struck at his head when it came too bold. After supper, he called to me.
Fetch your blanket, Claire girl. I'll set you bed and give you a tale. Oh, fun. You want to know what it's like coming back from hell?
Sure.
I feel like that would be you. If the kid's like, tell me a bedtime story.
Let's watch the thing instead.
Yeah. No, you pull out a piece of paper, be like, well, there was a deer that flew through glass
flew
and then
through.
shot blood
Jesus
everywhere.
came, it was awesome.
Jesus showed up and blinded everyone.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about my Isaiah? He's a dork.
He's long dead now, but I wish you could have met him.
How did he die, Dad?
I don't know.
Doesn't that seem kind of disrespectful that your co-host died and you
God, I just forget how beautiful my daughter's voice is.
that wasn't
Thank you, Daddy.
I feel like you're bringing up something to
Daddy,
kind of
I love you, Dad.
Run around the point I was making about you don't care about Isaiah. What happened to Isaiah?
Yes.
I carried it quick, for he waited at the doorway, smiling broad. I sat on the edge of my bed and folded the blanket up under my chin. His fingers were heavy, harder than he knew.
Your papa's got a story fit for my Clara girl.
He said. His lips stayed curled. The joy never seemed to reach the rest of his face.
It's about a man with deep.
I opened my mouth to ask for horses or fairies, but the words stuck. Can we talk about anything else?
I would love just horses, please.
I feel like this is a bad idea. Also, why don't you make noise when you walk?
Yeah.
It's because I float.
You say that in the fairy costume. It's
Exactly.
really good.
My little wings, they patter.
You know what's funny about the Fairy Queen opening is I was talking in the car with Nate, and I'm like, because we were talking about you're just gonna sing to the song,
Yeah.
like when you sung it, and I sat there for a minute, and I'm like, you know, there is a song, Fairy Queen,
Yeah, but
that we could pull the actual song from, and Nate was like, I mean, why would we want to?
Yeah.
Just let Hunter sing to himself. It's a whole thing.
it happens
No,
far too often.
no. What is this football team you have?
I
over
love
here?
I was caught!
No.
I'm not gonna do it.
I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I'm shy!
Leave me alone! Nothing!
It's a quote.
Your papa's got a story fit for my Clara girl?
No, there was a
a man who worked in the mines, Clara girl. He was strong. Oh, yes. Stronger than the timber that braced the mountain above.
This is still a quote.
Not on my... Oh, yeah, it is. Shit. My bad.
My highlighter didn't good. Sorry.
But one day there was an accident. The roof fell, all the stone above it. It did not cry out. He set his teeth down and clawed at the earth. He thought, I will see the sky again. So he scraped at the walls, tore his nails, spoke to himself of his wife and child, and of birthday cakes. Then the air thinned and the man coughed. He spat black. He choked black. He cried black.
Okay. Can I have cake now?
No, I'm almost done. His eyes strung and burned till he could not breathe the sting away. Even his skin turned the color of the coal around him. Still he fought. He would not give over. But the dark has watchers glare. Things that the blue sun has ever shown. They wondered what fire burned a man who would not die what the mountain told him so. They wondered what gift kept beating at the rock when every bit of him was already broken. So they leaned close to the man. They spoke to him. Give it to us. Give us.
Seriously, just one piece of cake.
And at last the man sagged. His nails worn to nothing. His chest empty of air. He could not fight any longer. He lay upon that coal and the watchers touched him. They took the bright thing that burned behind his ribs. They pulled it out and drank it.
Okay.
And when they were done, they wore his shape. They filled his boots. He walked where he could not. They went to his house, to his bed, to his child.
What?
They came to sit at her table, to stroke her hair,
Stop touching me.
to whisper to her what it is to die in the dark. And the watchers found what they wanted, Clara girl. The fight of man too stubborn to lie still. They wear him still. They sit beside you now.
No way. Seriously? Okay.
Turned my face to the pillow so you would not see the tears come. Bent near, his breath hot in my ear.
Now you will sleep and will not tell a soul. If you love your mama, you keep your lips shut. Love is quiet.
So why did you tell me? Kind of a fucked up. It's okay.
Little Hunter's like, yep, that's fine, not telling anyone. Yep, yeah, no, don't think about it. That was a very menacing sequence. The Watcher, they wore his shape, they wear it still.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
God. Still, just want to say, I just love that. She's just like, okay. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, birthday cake was fun, right, Dad?
He's like, you might not think this, but I'm not actually your dad.
His face is like sagging. She's like, huh. No. Are you serious? Okay.
Puffed out the lamp. Dark folded round him like the mine itself, and I lay still, afraid even on his way. March the 28th. I got up before the rooster spoke, slid on my stockings and tied my shoes with no squeak, and stood still to hear if the house woke. Mom slept in a chair by the stove, shawl crooked, mouth open, nestling. Get my face from the bedroom door, Mom lay. I eased the latch and went out. The yard was hard with cold, and the grass shone like glass. I kept the fence where the ground is went down the lane to the famous place. The smoke came in from the chimney and I could smell the bacon there. Half twice with my knife. The government was suspenders hanging in his hair, pressed flat on the side.
There, girl?
He said, sliding off.
You all right?
Pulled me inside and set me on the stool near the table. Kettle sang on the hob and he poured me a cup of coffee. I held it with both hands. My fingers were white at the tips.
Go straight.
He said when he grabbed some salad.
No shot talk.
So I told him the story Papa told me. Closed his eyes.
Lord help us.
He said, roll out again.
Clara, I'm sorry your ears too.
He's sweet to mom in his face, but there are teeth behind it. He told me to keep my lips shut when I left her.
Good on her, Margo. And not being afraid.
Yeah, one of the only smart children in the story.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's such as like, well, I guess I have to stay here with the demon thing. Uncle set his palm on the table like it was the only thing holding him up.
You do not come. Stay with us till. Yes. You were thinking about playing. What's your show?
Me and Elton came in time to hear salvation. Said, Elton,
Please come to me.
you should not have to kiss my brother without food. Said the place went shouting.
James, you open up now. You took my child.
Mom stood on the stoop, hair wild, shawl still hanging around, staring at her mom.
You hand her over. He will not throw her girl against her. There is evil in our house. Look, let Clara stay here till I finish them.
She slapped him, asked Bright Crack.
You will not shame my husband with foul talk.
Air came hard through her nose. With the shawl, she drew Papa's revolver. She kept it low, metal catching the morning like ice. And Ellen cried.
Sarah, put that down for God's sake.
Mom's hand shook,
Clara May,
he said, and her voice turned soft as if nothing had broke.
come to me now.
Uncle lifted his hands.
Sister, you put that way. I will not raise a hand to you, but listen. The mine has never brought him up. The shaft is boarded. What sits in that chair is not our Henry.
Mama's mouth trembled, then said,
You speak of this no more.
one slow nod with his lips pressed tight. stepped to Mom, put the pistol in her pocket, and pulled the close on her eyes. On her back. Frost had left, the path was wide. The shoes took mud and let it go in 7 seconds. When we came to the house, Papa stepped from the car. She was going off to church. His collar was straight as a board. He smiled so wide I thought his skin would split.
There you are. I was about to fetch you two. Have a treat up the road. Fuck.
What treat?
I'm telling you, roundhouse kick straight to the jaw.
Again, insert joke about you wanting to kill mother figures and stories, but in this case, yes, absolutely. There's one thing about being like in mourning that you're in denial, and there's another of like, everyone else can die for this.
Yeah.
It's fine, yeah. I'll kill my daughter, this is worth it. Her anger slid off her face like warm wax.
A birthday stroll to the works. There's a sight to show my girls.
His stomach flipped.
I don't want to go.
That's really cool, Dad, and all, but
Yeah.
I've got school or something.
Dad, no thanks.
Clara, you're gonna want to see this. He laughed, pleasant as a song sung wrong.
Now, Clara girl, you do. A man shows his house to his own. The mine is my house too.
Mom's like, okay.
Yeah, okay, that's great.
Yeah, well, mine. Let's go back in there. Why not? He took Mama by one hand and me by the other. His grip was warm, yet it felt like a jar with the seal snapped. Walked the track that climbs from the creek. The tipple stood like a black scaffold against the sky. The mule path lay stamped hard and smelled of damp earth. Crow followed us.